I think, yeah, now we should begin now. It's 9:05. So guys, when I'm just talking about management roles, definitely different individual having their different connotations, different explanation about what they understood by management role. Sometimes people think that a management role is nothing but sitting on in an AC cabin and giving instruction to your subordinates. That maybe you could say one of the important part. Some people think that they are actively engaged in terms of success of the company. So different people having different way how they consider what the management roles are all about. And I think later on we will discuss definitely about the Fayol's principle. We'll discuss about you could say Taylor's principle, Taylor's scientific management principles. We'll get to know exactly there are a lot many you could say different perspective with the help of which we can understand the challenges which the manager always face in the company, and according to that challenges, according to the task responsibilities, the role of the management or the manager will be decided in the organization. Okay, now in such regard, even in a very simple language, if I tell about what is management role, it is basically the managerial action which you need to perform. Okay. Now, when I'm just talking about the managerial action, it means that the behavior which is expected from a manager. I'm repeating once again. Management role means behavior expected from a manager. Now, definitely there are different line managers available in the company. We have frontline manager, we have product manager, we have finance manager, and other categories as well. For such reason, each and every manager having their role and responsibility and commitment towards the company. These commitments basically define their role, because an organization, when it's come to its work culture or when it's come to say it's a work responsibility, it's extremely heterogeneous. Okay, each and every department, you could say an organization, a team is basically fixed with their roles and responsibility, and according to that they need to adhere with and they need to perform as well. Okay, so when I'm just talking about the management role, it's actually nothing but the behavior expected of a manager, and that behavior will define your role. For example, if I am right now teaching to you all are my students, irrespective of the age difference we might have, but still the role responsibility which I have towards you in order to, you could say, nurture yourself, navigate yourself, how to understand a different subject differently. Previously, I was discussing about the financial management subject. The way of teaching is very different. But when it's come to certain subjective, you could say subjects where you need to give a lot of examples, you need to speak a lot, you need to talk more thoroughly, you need to talk more conceptually, the way of teaching are different. Means I have some different rules as per the requirement of the subject. That is basically the whole soul definition in a very simple language about what you expect from a manager is called your management roles. Now, when we discuss about the different management roles over here, definitely I think there are different individuals based on interpersonal roles, informational roles, and decision-making roles as well. Okay, so they are different. Like when you talk about interpersonal role, we have figurehead, we have, we could say, leader, and we have the liaison as well. Okay, now we'll discuss all these terms basically one by one. Okay, let's start with the interpersonal skills first of all. Now, first of all, we need to understand what do you mean by interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills means nothing but communication and coordination with your subordinates. How you are basically maintaining your rapport in the company, maintaining your rapport in the company, maintaining your credibility in the company is some of the most precious tasks for a particular individual. And creating that branding, creating that credibility is not a one-day affair. Is not a one-day affair. Okay, interpersonal skills says the same actually, because you must know about how to communicate, what to communicate, how much to communicate, in what context to communicate. It's more about like creating that aura that a particular person start believing in you. That is basically called the interpersonal skills. The very first important role under interpersonal skills, which comes under figurehead. Figurehead is, in a simple language, you can say head without real power. Now, I think most of you might be, in the organization. Like if you talk a very basic example from your family itself, because a lot of families in India specifically, we're talking right now, in which the eldest person, we can say, is the head of the family. Eldest person is the head of the family. But does he or she possess the power to take a decision making? If not, he considered as figurehead. Same in the organization as well. A person is maybe a CEO of the company, but does he has the power to take a decision? If so, he may be a leader in the company. He may be a leader in the company, but if not, he will be considered as figurehead. Is this clear, guys? Everyone, please, what is figurehead? Is it clear? Shall I move? Yeah. Second one is leader. I think it's very common that, because leader is someone who is taking decisions as well, who is leading from the front, who, yes, definitely, he's a head, not figurehead. Figurehead means basically nothing but you are, just for the sake of name, just sake of, you could say, any other parameter, you are considering as a head of the person. Okay, it happens in politics as well. I'm not going to name over here, but sometimes it happens that in politics as well, a face is different and decision maker is different. Okay, so that again will come under figurehead as well. Clear, Anubhav? Yes. Second one, yeah, sure. Second one, we have the leader. I think, as I told you already, it is very simple. The third part is a very important part. Yeah, model. Very good, Adam. I think it is considered as a model, a dummy. Okay, just a front face. Okay. Then we have the liaison. Actually, liaison is basically more included in the communication and cooperation. They are basically not a leader. They are basically a team player. They are basically the ones who are actually believing in coordination, cooperation, and they are actively involved in terms of, you could say, taking people beside you, not ahead you or behind you. Okay, so that is about that parallel mechanism through which a particular, you could say, a leader, a group member, a team member, those who are helping each and every person in the organization, and they are the one who are taking the responsibility to communicate, to coordinate everything in the class. It's like a CR in the class who is communicating everything on the behalf of the faculty. That is called a liaison, actually. Interpersonal skills, guys, clear? Figurehead, leader, and liaison. Yes, definitely, yes. Sure. Let's move to the next part then. The next important skills which comes under informational skills. Now you can see that under informational roles, we have three major categories. Okay, that is called monitor, disseminator, and spokesperson. Okay. Now, first of all, we need to understand what do you mean by informational roles. Informational roles are basically most associated with how the important communication may be carried on or may be carried through or carried via a particular mode of channel or communication pattern. Okay, these communication may be through, or you could say via various mode. It may be a group communication, written communication, oral communication, or any other mode suitable to the company. Okay. Now, when I'm just talking about informational roles, we have three things: monitor, disseminator, and spokesperson. Okay. Now, when you talk about the monitor, monitor means someone who is always busy in observation. Someone who is always busy in observation, or we can say keen observation on the company's activities. Keen observation on the company's activity. That may be considered the monitor. Yes. It's more about surveillance. Okay. That is called your monitoring. Disseminator, who provide information, or you could say who provide key inputs to the company. Provides key inputs to the company. Key inputs means, for example, if a particular, you could say in a finance company, especially we talk about a particular individual. Yeah, they are consultant, they are analyst, we can say. Okay, so that exactly will come under disseminator, because they are the one who are actually taking it out some constructive information to the particular spokesperson, and the spokesperson will actually deliver that information to the public. That exactly will come under disseminator and spokesperson. So that is basically okay. So I think it's very simple. I'm not writing anything. So monitor, disseminator, and spokesperson. Because spokesperson take the information from disseminator, disseminator take the input from monitor, and they analyze it, interpret it, and creating that concluding outcome out of that. And concluding outcome will be presented by the spokesperson. Let's try to understand, because we are discussing this topic in much more broader sense right now. And if you will observe some cases, some information, if you will go through with some important topics, you will be able to understand yes, PR, definitely we can say they are the spokespersons. Yeah, definitely we can say. Sure. Shall I move, please? I think it's very simple, guys. Informational roles. Then we have the decisional roles now. I hope so. You might be imagined all the roles in the different organization. Jyoti, which one to repeat? Please tell me. Jyoti, which point? Monitor, who someone who observe the information. Spokesperson. Spokesperson. Okay, fine. A spokesperson is nothing but basically they are the one who will provide the information, credible information, valid information to the public. They are not analysts. They are just taking input from the disseminator, disseminator taking from the monitor. Yes, first as PRO we can say, publication officer. Because they will speak only those information which is being provided by disseminator. No +1, no -1 at all. As it is, to the point. No manipulation at all. Clear, guys? Sure. Let's move to the next part. That is called decisional making role now. Now, decision, as we know that they are the one who have the authority and power to take a decision making. Okay. The first one is called entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is basically the standalone or we can say a lone warrior, we can say, in the company. Whenever the company is facing any type of, we could say, problems in the organization, they are the one who have the ultimate authority without any consent from any third party. They are called entrepreneurs. We know already who are entrepreneurs actually. Then we have the disturbance handler. Disturbance handler basically are nothing but they are the middlemen between two parties, or between multiple parties, we can say, or usually between two parties. Whenever there any conflict arises, whenever there is a conflict arises, they are the one who will actually mediate between two persons, and they give the resolution. But make sure whosoever is going to mediate, that must be a credible person and must take a decision making in an unbiased approach. Okay, because you cannot take a side of someone, like a legal advisor, definitely we can say. Okay, that is called disturbance handler. Resource allocator is basically one who are, see, first of all, what is resource allocator? We need to understand. Resource allocator may be of anything when it's come to financial resources, human resources, or informational resources as well. Okay, now my point is that resource allocator basically are one, usually it is financial allocator. Okay, means they are basically dealing in financial information. They are actually dealing in some analytical information, where to allocate, how much to invest, when to invest. Okay, resource allocator are basically more, we can say, working as a fund manager in the company. Fund manager in the company, those who are allocating the budgets to different departments based on their requirement, based on their expectation, based on the past performances in the organization. Budget allocator. And the last one is negotiator. A negotiator is, you could say, one of the most important trait which each and every manager, an individual, must have in order to come out with some, you could say, fruitful pricing methodology, or fruitful, you could say, decision making process, through which you can actually, using your skills, using your communication power, communication modes, in order to gain the market prices. Okay, now this negotiation may be below market prices, may be higher than the market prices. It depends, because like in the case of bidding as well. Okay, bidding in the bidding, actually negotiation is very different. Okay, it may go beyond market price as well. But when I'm just talking about certain cases where the companies are dealing with supplier and they want to purchase some raw material, in such a cases, negotiator is very different when it's coming to the pricing, or you could say the pricing which is suitable or which is negotiable up to an extent, may be profitable for both the parties. It is called negotiator. And it happens in every organization, guys. That is called decisional roles. And each and every manager in the company having its own roles and responsibility. Based on that, their job, their reputations, their credibility may be defined in the company. Clear, everyone? Yeah, it definitely depends on so many other parameters as well. Okay. Yeah, it depends situation as well, Adam. Okay, what problem you are facing, according to that, things may be managed accordingly. Sure, guys. Let's move to the one